guys, and welcome back to Super Luigi Galaxy. Now we do have some more levels to take care of, but first, I think it's finally time we head into here. We've unlocked several chapters to Rosalina's storybook, so let's make our way into the library, shall we? See what awaits us in here. Ooh! So Mario sounds much better. It's like, oh! The most voice acting Rosalina gets in the entire game. Chapter 1. The Celestial Duo. Our story begins a very, very long time ago with a young girl. One day this girl spotted a rusted spaceship holding a small star child. "What's your name? Are you lost?" the girl asked the star child. "I'm Luma, and I'm waiting for Mama. She's coming for me on a comet," said the star child who had been waiting day and night. "Don't worry, I'll wait with you," the little girl promised Luma. At nightfall, the little girl borrowed her father's telescope and peered into the sky. She looked and looked, but she saw nothing. Hours turned to days, and then years, but still the sky revealed nothing. Finally, the little girl sighed and said to Luma, "If we stay here looking much longer, I'll be an old lady soon." But then she had an idea. "Why don't we go out there and find your mother ourselves?" The girl and Luma fixed up the rusty spaceship, and then the two set sail into the starry skies, and this is how the search for the celestial mother began. What is going on with the shape of that planet? Chapter 2. Starbits. Days passed with no sight of the comets, or even a single planet. Instead, asteroids extended as far as the eye could see. "If I had known it was going to take this long, I would have packed some more jam," said the little girl above the rumble of her belly. Before they left, she had packed all the essentials: telescope, butterfly net, stuffed bunny, bread, milk, jam, and apricot flavoured tea, but "I forgot to bring water." At this, Luma burst into gales of laughter, and the girl began to pout. "As long as I have starbits, I'll be fine," said Luma. "Want some?" The little girl couldn't stay mad after hearing this. Luma continued to laugh, and the girl couldn't help but join in. Leaning far out of the ship, the pair began to collect starbits with the girl's net. They almost fell out a few times, but they kept on collecting. The starbits tasted like honey. Chapter 3. The Comet. A beam of light pierced through the ship's window. Thinking it was the morning sun, the girl peered through the window, only to find a turquoise blue comet shimmering at her. The little girl shook the sleeping Luma awake and shouted excitedly, "We have to get to that comet!" The pair descended on the comet and found that it was made of ice. They looked high and low, but Luma's mother was nowhere to be found. Exhausted, the little girl sat down with a flop, utterly unable to take another step. "Look!" Peering down at the icy ground where Luma was pointing, the girl suddenly noticed clusters of starbits encased in the ice. "Pretty good, huh? Finding starbits is my speciality," said Luma, beaming. "There's ice here, but it's so warm. I'll bet there's water here too." The two decide to stay on the Comet for a while. Riding the turquoise Comet, the pair continued to search for Luma's mother. Chapter 4. The Dream. One night the girl dreamed about her own mother. "What are you doing?" she asked, her mother's retreating back. Without turning, her mother replied, "Don't fret, dearest. I'm not going anywhere. I'm always watching over you, like the sun in the day and the moon in the night." A wave of sadness washed over the girl. "What about when it rains and I can't see the sun or the moon?" Her mother thought for a moment before responding. "I will turn into a star in the clouds and wait for your tears to dry." When she awoke, the girl's face was dark with tears. "You have starbits in your eyes," said Luma to the girl. Wiping her face, the girl replied, "These are tears, not starbits. I'm crying because I'll never see my mother ever again." At this, Luma began to cry too. "Mama, oh mama, wah." The pair travelled through the starry skies, and though they encountered many other comets, none of them held Luma's mother. Luma was despondent. Now, Luma, the rain clouds won't go away if you keep crying," the girl said, giving Luma a squeeze. "I'll give you a present if you stop." The girl closed her eyes and said gently, "I'll take care of you." With these words, she felt a small spark in her heart. That should do it for today. And there we have it. I forget how many chapters this thing has. I think that's about half the book. Just keep collecting more stars. I nearly said starbits. And keep collecting more stars and you'll get more chapters. You can look at the book again if you want. But if it wasn't obvious, it's backstory for Rosalina, which instantly means that Rosalina has more character than anybody else in the mainline Mario universe, which is then completely butchered in Galaxy 2, where she just appears at the end of the game. And I really hated that. Apparently also Rosalina's mother is Rosalina, from the looks of that. Anyway, welcome to the Toilet Bowl Galaxy. Or just to call it Beach Bowl Galaxy, but it's clearly a toilet bowl. We've got the Sunken Treasure. So besides the Ghostly Galaxy, the kitchen is largely water themed. Every other galaxy has some kind of water. I mean, one of them is stretching it. It's not really water, but it's a liquid, it's a lake. So that's close enough, right? Always a sucker for the tropical beach theme, I always love it. Very catchy music, and penguins. You want to know about swimming? Ask us penguins. We're friendly. You're not going to tell me about swimming though, are you? Yeah, this beach bowl is pretty much penguin paradise. It seems a bit hot, don't you think, for penguins? I know not every species of penguin lives in Antarctica, but it still looks a bit on the warm side. Especially considering that we only ever saw them in the icy levels in 64. But I guess the difference is that these are space penguins. The students are distracted by the sparklies. Yeah, so we just gotta grab all of the starships that are under the water. Right, swimming. It's never simple in Mario. They can never quite get it right. It's better than 64. Much better than Sunshine. Which is crazy because Sunshine's the water game. But it still isn't, it's still a bit awkward. Especially when you're trying to turn around and the camera doesn't want to turn around with you. You can spin to give yourself a bit of extra speed. The problem though is that when you're Luigi, Luigi loses air when he spins. I don't know why he loses air. You think the fact that he just can't spin quite as often as Mario would just be enough? But no, he actually has to lose additional air when he spins. He may have the superior jumping skills, but when it comes to traction and holding his breath, he is not as good as Mario. Ow. Why does that... Well, it doesn't hurt me, which is better than 64 where it did, but why does that knock me back? But yeah, all we're doing is collecting starships. Maybe it's around here somewhere. It's coming right for us! Get away, get away, get away! No, it's alright, it won't hit me. Unagi, you've got an uglier... Actually, it's not. It's, I think it's called a Gringill. I believe it's the name, but my god, I thought Unagi was terrifying. But at least he was just a giant moray eel. What on earth was that? Space eels are a lot scarier. You're still teaching me how to do this jumping spin. Sadly, the rest of the galaxy isn't particularly interesting. I did prefer the second one, the seaside, and even then they don't do much with it. Don't know why the tropical beach setting ones got shafted. It's like, this one's not particularly exciting, Seaside's not exciting, Deep Dark's not exciting. Luigi, what are you doing? Oh, we're not making this. Oh no! I was still walking on it for a bit there. Alright, let's do this the easy way, shall we? Just backflip our way out there. Grab the extra life that I don't need because I've got 25 others. Yes, thank you. I mean, surely we would have had to have learned how to do this at some point in Honey Hive, wouldn't we? Or is it possible to skip that mission? And there we go. Ooh, what is that over in the distance? But yeah, going back to that story, what was going on with the shape of that planet? Like, Rosalina... I mean, her planet kind of looks like the moon where you fight the Raphael, the giant crow thing in Yoshi's Island. Like, it had like two stumps of wood poking out of it that you had to ground pound. That's kind of what it looked like, only the stumps were massive. That definitely would have hurt. That would probably have killed Raphael in one go. Why is it the shape of a toilet bowl? I don't get it. But yeah, the storybook is essentially Rosalina's backstory. There are a few things about it that still don't really make a lot of sense. She's somehow able to build a starship in the shape of a mushroom, but she's somehow able to build that. And she doesn't age a bit during the story, despite the fact that we're told it's been years later. Pretty soon I'll be an old lady. No, Rosalina, you won't, because right now you are hundreds, if not thousands of years old. And you look like you're in your early 20s. It's like, she looks damn good for her age. One thing I do wish that the story did elaborate on though is how she met Polari. Yeah, just because he's like Rosalina's assistant or something. You're here to take the school's final swimming test. The test is all about underwater shell collecting. Bring me back a gold shell and it's an automatic A grade for you. And then a failure for everybody else. Alright, so you actually do have to talk to the coach first, otherwise these guys don't spawn. So talk to coach, say yes, you can grab a shell. And now we have a shell. Oh! But no, watch out for sea urchins. Luckily they come back. They didn't seem to want to at first, but that might just be because they're behind the tree. Let's grab some air, which unlike 64, does not also serve as our health bar. So you can't cheat that way this time. Shells come in 3 colours. You've got green, red, and gold. There's only 2 gold ones in the entire game. And it's like Mario Kart. If you grab the green one, you can throw it in a straight line. The red one will home in on things. The gold is also a straight line. You can hold the brakes if you want to turn around. I love the brake lights that show up at the back of the shell. Green shells get you move forward faster. Red shells are faster still. Gold ones are the fastest. Now what you're supposed to do is take the shell back to the coach. However, there is a treasure chest over here where you can throw the shell at, and it creates a launch stun. Now here's the thing. What they intended you to do, sorry, what they Nintended you to do was to grab a shell in the next level, where there's shells all over the place, and take it up and open the chest there. Because you could still select this mission once you've beaten it, and then that unlocks level 3 rather than level 2. So you could complete level 3 before completing level 2. It's weird. It's the only time you can do this. Unfortunately, also returning in this game are these guys. These are Cataquacks. They were in Super Mario Sunshine. Everyone hated them in Super Mario Sunshine. They made that freaking watermelon mission an absolute nightmare, even more than it already was. And they brought them back here. Luckily, there's not many of them. But we've transformed into Ice Luigi. He can walk on water, and that's basically it. He can walk on water, and for once, Luigi's slippery ice traction actually kind of makes sense. You can walk on water, and you can wall jump up waterfalls. I believe it's also... Well, technically there's two. It's one of the 2 power-ups, I believe, that doesn't return in Galaxy 2 in any form. The ice flower itself will appear in other games, but this ice form is very different compared to the one in New Super Mario Bros. It's like you can't chuck ice balls to freeze enemies. This is all it's for, just to walk on water. If the Cataquack falls into that water, it will disappear, but it does spawn in back at the platform. But the thing with that pool of water, I think that one anyway, because there is ice surrounding it. I know we'll be seeing it later, is the water is cold. So as with Snowman's Land, if you fall in the water, get out, because you are going to take damage while you're in there. But yeah, so that was level 3.5. And despite the silhouette still being there, you can't actually select level 3 itself, but you can select this one. If you select wall kicking up waterfalls, it takes you to level 3. So we can now do level 3 instead of level 2. Actually, the last time I played... You can do this one time in Super Mario Sunshine as well, and it's actually the very first level. Not counting the airstrip. Like, you go into Bianco Hills, you can bypass the first Shine Sprite, and then you can go up and fight P.T. Piranha. Doing so, it will count as completing level 2. But unlike this game, where I still can't select level 3, you can do that in Sunshine. So it is actually possible to get every other Shine Sprite in the game except for the first level in Delfino Plus, in Bianco Hills. The first level in level 1 could be your 120th Shine Sprite. Even though it's supposed to be your second one. And that's what I did last time. I ignored the Shine Sprite, and it was the second to last Shine Sprite I got. I collected all the blue coins, all the other Shine Sprites in every level, in Delfino Plaza. Went back to that one and then did that before facing Bowser. We're thinking about how to bust down that rock wall on the sea floor. It may have gone a glimpse of it last time, but now it's more prominent. It's like it's about to break. What do you mean, and? And what? Yeah, you can shoot him with Starbits. He doesn't like it. Luckily, he's got one heck of a gut. Sunken treasure. Let's see what's inside. You get an idea of where you're going to aim the thing by using the head torch. Well, that's exciting. All that does is give me air. What's so good about air? Yeah, now it's more obvious. You can still see it in the other missions, but it's much more obvious here. Get out of the way, penguin. Well, not anymore, it isn't. I actually do like this effect. You come into this cave, the music fades out. It is still playing, but the further into the cave you go, the less and the more it fades out until you just can't hear it at all. Random Goomba. I think that's the only one in this entire level. I think this is also the only major galaxy in the game. Maybe. It might not be, actually. I'm not sure. But I want to say it's the only one that doesn't have a Hungry Luma. But there's also now a bit of me saying that Deep Dark Galaxy doesn't have one either. But in that case, it's one of the few levels in the game that doesn't have a Hungry Luma. Alright. I remember these guys from Shifting Sandlands. They look very different here, though. These are Tox boxes. You want to make sure you're underneath them if they are on top of you, using the gap. Otherwise, you're going to get crushed. Again, crushing is instant death. And that includes the rim of the Tox box. The rim of the Tox box will kill you. You just wish that they went a bit faster. Then you get to the missions where they go faster, and then you're like, oh no, actually, I take that back, I take that back. But again, because you can slide, because Luigi slides around all over the place, that's where it can become scary. Look at his teeth though. Ah, down I go. Like I said, the sliding physics, and that wasn't even because of the Tox box. Just make sure you're not always keeping your eyes on the Tox box. Make sure you're focused on Luigi as well. And don't long jump into the Tox box either. Where is this water coming from? I think it's coming out of one black hole and into the other. I wasn't aware that black holes could shoot out things. But the gravity in this middle section is a bit wonky. There are like some cuboid platforms that are supposed to be where you can jump to. It's like the shortcut, but it's the risky shortcut. Thankfully at first the star bits are there to tell you how this works. Again, these guys got one heck of a redesign. Come on already. I really shouldn't be saying this because I know what's coming. They're gonna get faster, and then they're gonna get faster again. Because they bring this planet back in Galaxy 2. But it is much, much harder. I mean, you can use these green platforms as shortcuts. It's just you just gotta make sure you're keeping an eye on where the Tox box is. Luckily, they stop here, which is convenient. They don't get the idea to go once more. Right, get past this swamp. And that's it. Yeah, that's level 3 before level 2. You still can't select the star yet though, even though we've collected it. And even though you can select the extra mission, you can't select that one. But that was the secret of the Undersea Cavern. It takes you into the sky. It's a very bizarre planet. It's like it's got nothing to do with the rest of the galaxy's theme. It's got nothing to do with the beach setting, but it's there. Guess they couldn't think of where else to put it. I mean, it's got water down the middle, but that's it. Now we have fast foes on the Cyclone Stone. It's basically the same as what we just did, except they're moving faster. So this is the fast foe comet. It's the only comet we haven't seen yet, and it's also the most pointless one because there's only 2 of them in the entire game. So why it's here is, I don't know. It's basically the same as before, except the enemies move twice as fast. Still not really that hard, because when they brought this back, and I think it's just called the Cyclone Stone Galaxy or something like that. I think it's more or less a one-to-one recreation. There might be the odd differences here and there, but for Galaxy 2, So it's still got the tox boxes, it's still got the thwomps, but they are even faster. They're like twice as fast as this. Like, that's how fast they go. It's like, that galaxy is hard, especially when you've also got to try and get some of the green stars. One of my 30 lives flashed before my eyes. That was close. But yeah, it's like in Galaxy 2, you've even got to try and jump off some of these fast-moving tox boxes just to grab the green stars. It's like, why is this a thing? I mean, both Galaxy games have a habit of reusing stuff we've already seen. It's like, this game does begin to reuse several level themes, several boss fights in the latter half. And Galaxy 2 has like a level based around something seen in all the previous 3D games. We have a level... We have Throwback Galaxy, which is... whatever it was called. Womp's Fortress. What am I waiting for? I don't remember what I was waiting for. We had a level... We have Twisty Trials Galaxy. That was based on the level from... Sunshine, one of the hidden levels. We had Boss Blitz Galaxy and Cyclone Stone Galaxy, based off levels from this. Alright, let's do level 2 for real now. Hello, coach. What's the thing on your arm? You here to take the school's final swim test? Is that so? Well, come on by him, isn't it? I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to, like... I don't know why, because you can't skip the text, but that's what I was trying to do. Then I accidentally hit no. I nearly did it again there. But the sound effect that he made, he sounds so upset when you say no. Can you not see that I'm clearly not a penguin? Yeah, so like you can still see the rock, but it's not as clear. Otherwise, though, this is probably the most simple mission in the entire game. It's a very strange place to have this. It's like, it's so easy. You just gotta know that you have to talk to Coach to get the gold shell to appear, and that is it. It's like when I was doing this with Mario, I forgot that you had to talk to him. And it's like, why is nothing happening? Did I glitch something? Amazing! I didn't think you'd actually be able to bring it back. Well then, here's a big gold medal for you. Every other one of my students has now failed. Nice job on the test. But are you even one of my students? No. Here, have this. I just love that you can do that. It doesn't help, it doesn't do anything, but I just love that you can do that. And that's the end of the Beach Ball Galaxy, but we're not out of the water yet. We've still got 3 more galaxies with that. Well, one of them isn't water, but it's close enough. Just don't touch the water. Alright, time to do all the extra missions and take on Bowser Jr. So I will see you guys next time.